So what's up guys, Palpy here. This time I have couple of ways showing how you can have unlimited magazine in Remnant 2. This doesn't mean same as unlimited ammo, cause unlimited magazine basically means you never have to reload your weapon. Couple of these builds you are going to see are very powerful as well. So see for yourself. I hope you enjoy. One of the easiest ways to have unlimited magazine is having the corrupted cube gun. It already has unlimited magazine but can overheat. Denying overheating will let you fire for an endless amount of time though. With the corrupted cube gun you want to have Challenger as your first archetype to have the Insta-Revive Prime perk active and the Rampage ability with it. Then choose the Gunslinger as your secondary archetype to have increased fire rate and damage, and for the ability choose Bulletstorm to increase fire rate even further. The Mutero for your weapon doesn't matter. I chose Superheated as mine to damage enemies around me, but something like Top Heavy is also a great choice. Here's the crown jewel for this build. Choose Exhaust Valve Amulet to deny overheating. The fire rate penalty doesn't matter as we have Gunslinger to increase it. I believe these are the best rings for this build. Choose Constant Variable ring, so the more overheat you have, the more damage you will deal. Since the overheat will be maxed out nearly all the time, this ring gives nearly permanent 20% increase to your damage. Burden of the Destroyer isn't usually the best pick for builds, but since Corrupted Cube Gun doesn't have damage drop, this range penalty won't do anything. It's just free 15% damage increase. Burden of the Gambler is another ring like this. Corrupted Cube Gun cannot hit weak spots anyway, so it doesn't punish us at all. This ring is a massive boost to our crit damage. And our last ring is Probability Cord, which has an OP synergy with the previous ring. Also the traits play no part in this build, but ensure you pick at least kinship so you don't damage your teammates. This is really a very chill build to play with. You can see that with our abilities we are having a very high fire rate, even though the amulet of us will decrease it when we have max heat. Because of this fire rate, sometimes it's very hard to see, and when I was playing against this boss, I literally had to guess sometimes what attacks he is about to do, because I cannot see him at all. I don't know if anyone really uses Corrupted Cube Gun, but if you want to use this, this might be a great build for you. We haven't even been fighting for a long time, and this is on Apocalypse difficulty, and we are just melting Magister down lane. Corrupted Arbalest is a very enjoyable weapon and can clear hordes in no time. There is still one way to make it have somewhat unlimited magazine. And what I mean by this is that there is still a possibility to empty your magazine, but there's very low chance for it. You can see also how my ammo is decreasing and increasing in this clip. To make this build, all you need is the Bandit Mutera. The way this works is that Corrupted Arbalest can ricochet its ammo to 2 additional targets, so if you see a group of 3 enemies, you have a 30% chance to get your ammo back per enemy. Also the level 10 Mutero increases the fire rate when the event occurs. The best archetypes for this weapon are Gunslinger again to increase your fire rate with its perk and Bulletstorm ability. And the other archetype is Hunter to get a high damage increase from its perk, and for the ability choose Hunter's Mark, because you also get a damage boost from that, and you can see enemies behind corners, and then you can just ricochet your bullets at them before they even see you. To boost this weapon massively, I found out that the Gunslinger Charm Amulet works the best because you can increase your fire rate even further. And then I chose Burden of the Excavator, that can honestly be swapped if you don't like its penalty, but as your weapon's mod causes the bullets to explode, I took this to inflict even more damage. Then I chose Blasting Cap Ring to boost the explosion damage even more. This is actually very embarrassing because this probability cord doesn't work with the Burden of the Excavator, so don't choose this ring. Choose something else instead. And for the last ring we choose Bloodless King's Woe to get you healed up quickly if you deal damage to the enemies. Also the traits don't really matter at all, but choose Kinship so you don't kill your teammates or yourself with the explosions, and then take something like Siphoner to boost the Bloodless King Woe even more. This isn't really a boss killing loadout, because you are not having unlimited ammo against bosses, because there's usually like one entity in the boss area. But since Keula keeps spawning those tentacles, we can actually use this build here a little bit. Like now, if you pay attention, I'm decreasing and increasing my ammo, so this works now. Very fun build really, but I wouldn't recommend this in a boss fight. This build is probably my most used build in the whole game, and I've honed it to perfection. This basically lets you deal a significant damage to the bosses without having to reload. For this build you need a Widowmaker with corrosive rounds and Slayer Mutator that are the best add-ons for this weapon. Then you want to have Sure Shot with Top Heavy Mutator and the Familiar mod, and the reason I took Familiar mod is that you don't have any animation to activate it, so you don't get slowed down. With these weapons, Provisioner Ring becomes a god tier ring because you are skipping the reload animation. The best archetypes are Challenger as a primary one to have Insta Revive and the Rampage ability, and then Hunter for more damage, and for its ability choose Hunter Shroud. If you have Hunter Shroud ability active, you are getting shrouded between every one of your shots, and because of this all of your shots get 50% damage increase. The best amulet is Zero Hour to have 20% damage increase with 10% increased critical chance. Choose Ring of Lord Beauty to deal enormous weak spot damage. Zanya's Malice to increase it even more. And then Probability Cord for massive crit damage. Here are also the best traits for this build. With all of this you become an absolute god. And this is how we bypass the reload animation. When you have a shot and you see that your character is about to reload, just swap to your other weapon and it probably has reloaded. If you do this too quickly, it doesn't work, so you have to wait until a certain animation plays. With all of these rings and amulet, look how much damage we are making. Oh yeah, also the Muteros play a big part in this. Like, Bosses with the clear weak spot areas are just melting to this build. Nightfall's mod lets you already have unlimited magazines, so this means we must recharge our mod quickly to never have to worry about ammo. You can see that after my mod ends, I have another one available. For this build you wanna have Bullet Weaver Mutero in your Nightfall, so you get increased fire rate and mod generation if it's level 10. Then moving into the archetypes, you want to have Archon as your primary archetype slot to gain 15 mod power per second. Using a mod doubles this value. The ability doesn't really matter, but the reality rune works the best because inside of it you gain mod power even more and have damage reduction. And for the secondary archetype you wanna have Gunslinger for more damage and fire rate, and then choose Bulletstorm again. The best amulet is again Gunslinger's Charm, so you get OP fire rate. Leaking Gemstone is a must-have, as during your Nightfall mod you can generate another in meanwhile. Then choose Cataloger's Jewel to increase your mod power gains. Probability Cord for crit damage, and Chania's Malice for weak spot damage. In this build you wanna have Profane Heart to get extremely good lifesteal with the mod. And then the best traits are Siphoner and Leech to boost the lifesteal even more. Here you can see that we clearly don't have the mod available, but we are shooting a little bit, and because of all of our mod power generation we are gaining our mod back instantly. Honestly, this build has saved me so many times when the other builds could not. You really have to try this build to understand that. And now after my mod had ended and I had the Bulletstorm ability available, now we have the maximum fire rate you can have with this build. It's absolutely insane. I remember when I first got Nightfall, I didn't like it as a weapon at all until I was testing out its mod. This mod is whole another experience, so if you really don't like this weapon at all, try giving this mod or this build a chance, so there might be a possibility you might like it. This build is such a meme build. It's nearly the same as the weapon swapper build I showed you earlier, but at the same time very different because you reload with movement. There is a way to reload your weapon fully with just sliding. Sliding in this game has the same iframes as dodging and counts as a dodge as well. I don't really know whether this build has any value or not, but at least it's very funny way to play. For this build you can freely choose whatever weapons you like, but personally I picked Widowmaker for some quick and high damage. The archetypes I recommend are Hunter for damage and something like Gunslinger or Warden for more damage and survivability. I have a glitched loadout here, so I don't have a single ability, don't get confused by that. Here's the thing how to make this loadout. Basically all you need for this is Quantum Memory Amulet, although it says a slide during combat will only reload, but you can still reload, even outside of it. Then I took Deceiver's Band, so every time we slide, we gain 15% increased speed for the sliding. Sadly this doesn't stack. The next ring we wanna have is the Frivolous Band to increase the evade speed even more. The Ring of Diversion to have slightly longer iframes while sliding. And I couldn't find a suitable ring for the fourth one, so I took a probability cord for more damage. If you have a prism already with the evade speed included in it, you can get plus 20% increased evade speed from the fragments as well. Here's a short clip before the boss fight, which I believe looked pretty funny cause I can just slide and shoot while handling multiple enemies at the same time. This is a very funny meme build if you really wanna play like this, but to measure its strength, I don't really know how powerful it can be. I think the only benefit in this is that you can keep your momentum all the time and you don't have to get slowed down by reloading animation at all. You can just keep going. And here you probably saw that it doesn't matter how many rounds you have in your magazine, you can always reload to full with just one slide, like I did to the submarine gun. GG's. Just died to the fucking Mothermind, what the fuck. Here was 5 ways to show how you can bypass reload animations and thus can have unlimited magazine. I'd like to hear whether you guys were impressed in these or not, and if you'll be using some of these builds. I would say every one of these builds have their own moments where they can truly shine, but at the same time offer you an enjoyable way to play when you can pretty much just stand still and keep shooting. But I'll be seeing you in the next video. GG's.